If you're looking at buying or selling a home here in the Treasure Valley, we're going to go over the market information about current home values for June 2024. We've got numbers coming in that are up, down, and sideways for Canyon and Ada County, the two primary counties here in Treasure Valley. My name is Curtis Chism, a local real estate agent helping people buy and sell homes here in the Treasure Valley. Give me the next couple minutes, we're going to break down this information here. So first, we're going to start with Ada County, which last month came in at $552,000 for the overall median price of home values. Now that was actually up 3% year over year from last May 2023 to May of 2024. I'm in June, but this is the data for May that we're able to look at. Now that was actually down just a tiny bit month over month at $3,000. So flat in Ada County, but let's break down into existing resale homes and new construction. Those are two big categories of home sales that we have here. Existing home sales in Ada County was $540,000. That's actually up 6% year over year. Now, it did lose a little bit of ground from last month at $5,000. So even though up overall year over year, it did soften a little bit. And there's some reasons behind this. And that big reason is interest rates. In April of this year, we hit basically 7.5% interest, and that is what slowed everything down. We were in the high sixes, people seemed comfortable with it, and then we hit 7.5%. And I said back then we were going to see some drop-offs in prices come May and trickling into June. Sure enough, we're seeing a little bit of drop-off in prices, but not bad. Probably see a little bit more in June, but certainly a little softening of the market as we were going into the spring, summer selling season. So not great overall for prices, but it's keeping things in check for the time being. And then we got new construction, and that's at $577,000. Again, for Ada County, that's Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Kuna. We actually lost some ground on new construction, interestingly enough. We're down 5% year over year and down $12,000 for month over month. So that's what dragged numbers down a little bit here overall. Otherwise, we'd be doing better. New construction, it's very volatile, so that ebbs and flows quite a bit, just based on what kind of contracts were written months and months and months ago, or potentially even a year ago. Next, I'm going to touch on Canyon, but I'm going to talk about what's going to happen if interest rates fall down lower, because a lot of people really want to wait to buy until interest rates come down, the market crashes. So we're going to break that down after we hit the Canyon numbers and see if it makes sense or not. Canyon County, interestingly enough, is essentially flat across the board. All that's combining existing and new construction, $420,000 year over year at just 1.2% gain for year over year. But that's because we lost 2.3% month over month. And that all came from the new construction where it came down about 3.3%. Builders are really trying to move inventory right now. They do not want to overbuild. They do not want a 2008 scenario to happen. I do not see that happening. They're very smart. They're not overbuilding. So that's where we're seeing some of these price reductions to avoid over flooding the market and then having massive reductions. Just don't see that happening. Existing resale, that came in flat, $400,000, 0% for year over year and 0% for month over month. It was literally flat for the entire year. We've seen it up and down throughout the entire year, but essentially flat. Now, what's going to happen if interest rates come down? Currently, we actually are sitting right at 7%. That's what we're at right now today. That's for a 30-year conventional, looking at all mortgages across the board. That's definitely putting a damper on the overall market, but people are still buying and selling homes. We still have here in inventory about 2.6 months of inventory, 2.6 to 2.9 months, depending on what scenario you're looking at. That's technically a seller's market. To be honest, it's not. It's really, I would call it a balanced market, and frankly, favoring buyers. The game has changed when it comes to traditional buyer's market, seller's market, balanced market. Most people say, 0 to 4 months is a seller's market, 4 to 6 is a balanced, and 7+ is a buyer's market, where, in a seller's market, they hold the cards. They do not hold the cards right now in this market in Boise, Idaho. Buyers definitely hold the cards. There are scenarios where homes are priced very well and they are getting multiple offers. I had a client call me, they wanted to go look at this house that came on the market one day prior, and they already had 5 offers and were reviewing offers right then. I would not recommend that strategy, frankly. If you price correctly, you will get multiple offers, and then I would drag that out over the weekend. Let's get all the showings, all the offers on the table, and then negotiate and drive your price all the way up. Why would you accept the first offer that comes in, or even to get 5 offers without doing showings for the weekend. In any case, that is happening on very well-priced and well-positioned homes. But overall, homes right now are taking a little bit longer to sell. We ticked up from 20 days on market to 24 days on market for Ada County. So increasing 4 days, still not a terribly long time. Homes are still moving. They just really, really have to be priced correctly. Now let me just address if the market's going to fall. I do not have a crystal ball. Don't pretend to. However, I just do not foresee the market crashing, barring some black swan event that we don't know about at this point. But if mortgage rates come down, which the Fed has indicated they will not do right now, but likely at the end of the year, they will come down a little bit, not enough to make a huge difference. So we'll have to see what happens in 2025 if mortgage rates fall further. If mortgage rates fall, I believe, to 6%, that's when we're going to see an unleashing of the buyer demand into the marketplace. There is a massive, massive pent-up demand with millennial buyers and people that have been locked into low interest rates, which is great, but they want to move and they can't move. At some point, we're going to start seeing people that are just fed up with their current living situation. They're going to have to move. There has to be inventory that comes available, and there's going to be tons of buyer demand. For every 1% drop in interest rate, there are 5 million people nationally that becomes eligible to purchase a home. Of course, not all will purchase, but that is a lot of demand. So we hit 6%, prices are going to, boom, go up, and you're not going to be able to waltz into a home and negotiate with a seller and get price reductions and credits probably in a year's time. So I think we're in a good window of opportunity right now where you can buy the home you want, negotiate, get a mortgage hopefully that you can afford. That's absolutely critical. And then you can refi down the road. But at least you're locked in to something you can afford. And if you can refi in a year or two time, get into a 6 or 5% interest rate, you'll be golden.